Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are all doing tremendously well today. Incredibly amazing, actually, just almost like too amazing, in fact. Guys, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Today, I'm going to be doing the merchant tier list in the Bazaar. Now, I want to give credit to the maker of this, Big Arthur over here. I will say they also kind of included a lot of different skills, and I also had to add a few merchants in here. But overall, it was like 80% of a complete list. So thank you for putting this together so I could use it. Beyond that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe below. Helps the channel tremendously. 500 subbies, I'm going to be upgrading my mic, so that's very exciting because we're almost there. Beyond that, guys, I do a lot of other content. I love making tier lists, but I also make educational videos. I'll be doing patch notes updates, and I'm streaming. So if any of that interests you, check that out on my channel. And I have some pretty crazy shorts sometimes too, so check that out. Beyond that, let's get into how this tier list works. Now, kind of have weird tiers today. Top one is almost guaranteed to give good items. I don't think any merchant in the Bazaar is so consistent that they're going to give you like great items every single time. So I would say like you should expect kind of not to hit on your merchants in the Bazaar. So this one is like, it's crazy because sometimes you actually feel like you are. Solid chances means you have like decent chances of hitting on your merchant. Meh chances is almost, honestly, solid and meh are very, very similar here, but it's almost like what kind of vibe do you feel about the merchant too, where you're like, I feel optimistic with this merchant, I'm gonna get my item, and meh is like, I feel pessimistic, but they're both like hovering around the kind of like the middle. Bad chances is self-explanatory. It makes it, you feel like you're not gonna have great chances to get whatever item you want. Rarely gives anything good. Pretty self-explanatory. It means unless you're trying to find a very, very specific item, like usually the pool is just so messed up that you're not getting anything good. Let's get into it. Ayla. Ayla's the weapon merchant. In general, I really feel like she gives you solid chances. You're not always gonna get bangers, and there is a lot of bad weapons out there, but especially early days, or if you're looking for an upgrade on one of your weapons on your board, you have solid chances of getting that with her, and so she deserves solid in my opinion. Andy. This guy is so hateable. He's so snobby, but honestly, he has some decent items a lot of the time, especially like early game. If I'm playing dually, I can get like a bunch of different like tech spam, weapon spam. I don't know, it kind of depends on what hero if you like this guy or not. I think in general you get pretty mad chances. A lot of times if I'm trying to find like a specific item, I'm never finding it because there's so many small items, but if you are like early in the game, you're looking for some different items, pretty good chances. Or like, but like meh. Barkin. I would say Barkin is meh. I think in general, like, I tend to overhype Barkin. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Barkin. He gets medium and large. Like, I'm gonna get something banger. Then a lot of the time, I'm kind of let down. Love his vibes, but I mean, honestly, he doesn't really do a whole lot for me in terms of buying. Kronos. I'm gonna put him in kind of meh. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the times you're going to Kronos to look for like upgrades to your haste items, and a lot of the times, while it is nice sometimes, you get kind of some backlog, like overflow, because there'll be a lot of items that are enchanted with haste. Like you'll go, looking to upgrade your best haste item, and then you'll end up just getting like the worst, like jank fluff, like enchanted item in the game. So, but sometimes you do just get your haste upgrade because the pool is really small. Cobweb is very similar. You go there to upgrade your slow item, and sometimes you just get screwed like by bad items with slow enchant, but pretty similar. Colt is insane, especially early game Vanessa. You're so likely to get something good. There's so many different good items. Just any early damage item, even late game, you have some pretty viable ammo items on Colt. In general, just it's hard to miss on Colt, especially early. Kirio's weird, right? I always think like I have a really good chance of getting something good from Kirio, because like honestly I'm like, well, I get a reroll, and oftentimes like he fills his whole board. Like he has 10 slots of selling. I mean everybody does, but he has a lot of smalls too. And back in the day when you could get cooldown from Kirio, I'd be like, I have pretty good odds of getting what I want. Honestly, not as much now. I don't feel like I have a great chance of getting cooldown, crit, anything meaningful really. Early game I don't feel like I have a good chance of getting any of the good early game items like knee brace. I don't know, pretty mad at me. Dually is a merchant. Now obviously for all the heroes that are in here, which is all of them, it's not the hero themselves. Like if you're playing Pig, it's not like, oh, what items do I get at my shops? It's like there's an event that you get to go to one of 3 hero merchants. That event, when you buy items from them, Dually is bad. There are some high rolls. In general though, there's a lot of fluff in the Dually items. I think Dually's bad. Potion Gal, Ellie. I am going to put her in bad. Now, Mac players, feel free to correct me because I've got to be honest. I always got to preface this. This list is very subjective and I barely ever play Mac. So I'm not Mac knowledgeable, so feel free to correct me on this. but I was looking through the different potions Ellie offers, and there's a lot of fluff in there. There's a lot of really bad potions, and knowing from what I've like seen on Mac boards and what Mac players play, only a few potions are really, really good. And so I think Ellie is not so good. My opinion, let me know if I'm wrong, because I am judging this one from a distance. Flex. Flex is one of those ones I always get let down by, honestly. When I'm playing Pig, I'm always like, oh, I'm going to go here. I'm going to upgrade my belt. I'm going to get an upgrade on my double whammy, that kind of stuff. I never get it. I feel like there's actually a surprising amount of fluff in this pool. Now, it is really awesome if you do get your upgrades, and sometimes you do get your upgrades and it feels great. But there's a lot of fluff, and I've had some really brutal misses with this guy. Freya. Freya, I'm putting in bad. I think the thing with Freya is that every time I go there, I think it's going to be something like, you know, Cobweb or Chronos. So maybe I need to lower my expectations. And Freya is really rare, but I always think it's going to be like, I'm going to be getting items where it's like, you know, something enchanted with freeze. And I'm like, that's sick, because that's what Chronos and Cobweb do often. But no, like, you never get things enchanted with freeze from Freya. You just get really bad freeze items in my experience. Especially, like, you never get Freya when you're playing a full freeze build. Okay, Gassio. I think Gassio's solid. Gassio can give you crit. He can give you pretty good haste items. He can give you pretty good, like, free synergistic items. He can give you Arkan's Ring, which definitely deserves its own shout. He can give you some pretty good stuff. And even if you don't, you know, end up buying something to keep it, he can still give you some nice little stat boost to your board. So I like, I forgot his name. I like Gassio a lot. I also would like to shout out my background remover for not being able to tell the difference between this color and the color of his hair. Just thought it was funny, so that's why there's all these white splotches. Goldie. Goldie's going to give you some solid chances. Now, it's not guaranteed, but especially when you hit day 5 and the gold pool is open, this could be anything. And a lot of times you do be hitting some home runs. Now, a lot of times you miss, but just automatically selling gold items, like especially early and even late game, it can feel really, really good to get a bunch of gold items from my man Goldie. I think it's a pretty solid chance. And I think it's a pretty solid merchant. Hef. Hef is honestly really underwhelming in my opinion. There's just something about him where it's like, I feel like I either get underwhelming enchants, kind of like these two. I mean, I think we're noticing a pattern here, but then oftentimes, like, maybe there's not a lot of burn items, so a lot of the times I'm not, like, actually looking for burn item upgrades at Hef. I don't know, I just feel like he's really underwhelming a lot of the time. Herma's solid in my opinion. I feel like a lot of times when you're looking for heal regen items, it's a pretty small pool, and Herma can really give you some bangers. Especially on Pig, in my opinion. Maybe Mac as well, but I feel like Herma really gives you what you want a lot of the time because the pool is really small. Not always, but in general, I really rate Herma. JJ. JJ's tough. I think early game, you go to JJ and the chances, it feels a lot better because, you know, there's only bronze items in the pool. But the later and later the game goes, JJ gets a lot worse. Like, sometimes you're going to hit some home runs on JJ, but a lot of times JJ just kind of offers you, you know, just a lot of fluff. I mean, it's quite literally like every possible item that your character can have. So there's just so much fluff and a lot of chances to roll, just miss on JJ. I don't think JJ's a great merchant. Jules rarely gives anything good. There's a couple items that are exceptions to this in kind of niche situations. In general, though, I would skip Jules. Kev's Armory. I want to say Kev's Armory is bad. And honestly, right now, I think shield items are in a really, really bad place. There are some obviously like outliers that are good, but in general, I just think a lot of them are misses. And going to Kev's and hitting the miss is just horrible. So it's like, I don't know, you get a lot of bad items, but then also, honestly, the pool is kind of inflated a lot of the time too. So I feel like you go to Kev and you don't even find the item you want. So it's like, I don't know, you just find a lot of bad fluff in my opinion. I would say Keena's meh. Obviously, you cut out weapons with her as a merchant, because she's the non-weapons merchant. But in general, I just don't really feel like she does a lot for me. I feel like there's such a diverse pool, you have a high chance to whiff. But because you cut out so many weapons, it's just not that good. Nightshade, this guy sells poison items. I think he gives bad chances. I think he's basically the half of poison items in my opinion. Lux, this guy sells diamond items. In general, I think Lux is really, really underwhelming. Like, you always go there and you're like, I'm gonna hit the most nutty diamond item. And it, like, never ever happens. You never go to Lux and you're like, holy cow, like, this completes my build. You know, I feel like a lot of times, if you have the items you want, they're on your board at, like, different rarities already. and then you're not going to get more of those from Lux. You know what I mean? Like, if you already have, like, your gold belt on board, you're not going to get a diamond one from Lux. I don't know. I feel like Lux is underwhelming. Mac in general has some really insane items, but he also has just a lot of items. He has over 100 items, you know? So basically, it's like JJ for Mac. I don't know. He can really whiff, but you can also really high roll if you go to the Mac merchant. Midsworth, honestly, nah, he's going solid, but I really rate small and large items a lot of the time, especially large. Getting a crack at large items is always great. And Midsworth just giving both is awesome. For some reason, I feel like Midsworth small items always hit better than Andy's. And then in general, you also get the chance to high roll large items, and you can sell your medium items for more value. I really like this guy, and I think he gives you really good items fairly often. Middle? I'm going to put her in meh. Meh middle. I'm going to go solid. Honestly, medium items are a pretty small pool. They're like a lot smaller than like small items, for example. So I think middles actually has decent odds to give you something reasonable and respectable. And honestly, a lot of the time, you know, especially like early game with Pig and stuff, like, I feel like I'm really hitting on middle. But late game, I actually feel like it kind of falls off. Actually, I'm going to drop her back to meh. I think early game, she feels very consistent, but like the more and more late game happens, just the pool gets so large, she feels very consistent. And because it's like, she's either feels solid or bad, I'm putting her meh. Mr. Moreland, big property, man. I'm going to put him in solid. Properties are a small pool, and you have a decent chance of hitting what you want. Definitely not guaranteed, but reasonable odds, especially, you know, you're playing Pig, you have decent odds to hit your property. Same with Nautica. You know, she sells aquatics, and when you're playing Vanessa and you want a particular aquatic, or you're just looking for like a general theme of aquatics, I feel like she has pretty good odds to give you what you want, so definitely solid. Orion I feel like is hit or miss. I feel like tools can be in a pretty big pool, and a lot of the times I feel like I end up missing with Orion with the first 3 flips, and then it costs 6 gold to re-roll him, which always feels really bad. So definitely meh for me. I think Pole is freaking goated. Large items are the smallest pool in the game, and honestly, it's very often where I'm playing like Dooley and I have one of the good large items and I go to Pole. I don't know what the odds are, but I swear it's like 75% to get an upgrade. It's insane. It's insane, and oftentimes you can even maybe find a better large item at Pole, in my experience. I don't know, Pole slaps. Really good odds of getting you like the good item you want or the good upgrade you want. Absolute beast. Prospero. I'm gonna put Prospero in solid. He feels solid to me. Where it's kind of like these two, where it's just kind of like, he has good chances of either, you know, giving you what you want, or just kind of, you know, giving you stuff that you like. Where actually, does Prospero deserve almost guaranteed? I think he does, bro. Because like Prospero, when you're playing Pig, you either get, you know, you're looking for whatever economy item that you're scaling, or you just get some nice economy items that are pleasant to have, like things that boost your income or just give you like some gold real quick. I really feel like it's hard to miss on Prospero a lot of the time. I really like him. Pig as a merchant I think is really bad. His items just don't really synergize well with other heroes, so he can be kind of a whiff. Quixel, I think Quixel, I want to put her solid, but I feel like she's actually kind of meh. I feel like early game Quixel's pretty consistent, but like, you know, once you hit day 2, day 5, the pool of items expands really quickly, and small and medium is just a very diverse pool, and I feel like you can whiff a lot on Quixel. So, definitely not my favorite merchant to go to by far. Seraphina, she sells enchanted items. She can sell you some bangers. She really can. I've had some good luck with Seraphina, honestly, just because like, it could be anything, it could be any enchant. And you can, you know, you can even hit something like a shiny enchant and then re-roll it. So it's like really good. I don't know. I just feel like Seraphina usually gives me something pretty decent, where it's like other merchants like these ones just kind of don't. Sylvia's pretty meh. I mean, it's really nice if you can hit like a day 2 Sylvia, because that's when silver items spawn. But in general, you can also hit her on day 5, which feels bad. I don't know. A lot of times like Sylvia's nice, but I often feel like oftentimes she's not giving me like the really necessary items I have. And the really necessary items I have, I end up like getting them at bronze, then I'm upgrading the silver, for example. So, little underwhelming in my opinion. Stell rarely gives anything good. Here's like one good item I can think of. Honestly, really bad. Tatiana slaps. Tatiana gives some bangers. I'm actually going to list them on this one because she sells toys. You can get yo-yo, you can get wand, you can get slingshot, which is sometimes really good. I don't know, man. There's some really good toys out there. You can get various forms of scaling from Tatiana. I just feel like Tatiana gives you bangers, and toys are such a small pool that you're almost always guaranteed to get something really powerful. Not always, but Tatiana gives you good odds. Or if you're like, you are running Yo-Yo, decent chance of getting an upgrade. Really like her. Really, really like her. You do have some whiffs. But in general, I feel like this pool is small enough that you have a really good chance of getting really, really strong items. Tinker, I think is cracked. Now, I don't know if he's like broken, but I think the thing is it's like friend pool on Dually is usually pretty small. And oftentimes if you're looking for friends, you're looking for, you know, you're either running like a full friend build or you're just looking for like just generally good filler friends. And Tinker can really sell some bangers. Like, I've gone to Tinker and I've been playing like full bug build and I've gotten like 3-4 bugs before. Or I've had moments where I'm playing Dinos build. I've gotten both the Dinos before. And it feels more consistent than it probably should. I don't know. Tinker kind of slaps. Tox Clocks, man. You deserve, yeah, you go up right next to Tinker, bro. Like, haste, slow, and cooldown items are a really small pool in general. And then so you just have a very good chance of finding them or finding new ones to add into your build. I think this guy really, really pops off. Just really good chance of just getting some of the best items in the game. Valpack. Actually, I had Valpack at Meh originally. I'm gonna put Valpack in bad. Valpack is literally just like a glorified JJ, where it's like you can make some money on him if you sell your bronze items to him, but then his roll costs 4 instead of 2. So really, I think he's pretty comparable to JJ. Finally, have Vanessa. I think Vanessa maybe has the best items of any hero merchant, but in general, it's a hero merchant. She has, I think, 2 expansions, so 120 possible items. There's a lot of misses there. So for that, I'm going to put JJ. I'm going to put Vanessa in bad. But yeah, and the rest of these are like skill merchants left over. So guys, here's the final list. Nice little zoom for you. You can snip that if you want, frame it, hang it above your ceiling, go to bed, have it be the last thing you look at, type E. That's the list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Feel free to agree, disagree, you know, swear at me within reason, whatever you guys want to do. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are doing well. You know, I hope you guys are taking care of yourself. Really, you know, staying optimistic. I can't speak. Really hope you guys are taking care of yourself. Staying optimistic, staying happy, healthy. You know, connecting with your loved ones, spending time with friends, doing things other than playing the Bazaar, watching Bazaar videos, and making tier lists. Hope you guys are doing really well. Care about you guys. Maybe go do some volunteer work or something. I don't know. I've been trying to do that more lately. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe below. Trying to hit 500. Helps the channel immensely. Hope you guys are doing well. Catch you next one. Thank you for watching. Toodles!
Just trying to get this smoking.